Gotta make sure it's sunny and warm. I gotta make sure the beer stays cold in the cooler. What's going on? How are you drinking, buddy? My name is AJ. I'm the friendly hermit, and I got my ugly mug right up in the camera today, but I'm gonna try to stay out of the shot because, as you can see, we're at one of my favorite places in the world. I've been coming here off and on for, I want to say 20 years now. I used to live in the area, so think how blessed I would have been. I've since moved away from this location, but I try to get back here as often as possible. Today is meant to be beautiful, and so far it has been. But yeah, I figured I'll stay off to the side. You get the nice view. I'm looking at the other end of the pond here, but a little more things going on. You might hear, the road is over here. There's some construction going on. So I'm going to try to stay off camera a little bit for your sake. But, again, this channel isn't really about watching. It's more about listening, kind of like a podcast. So if you're new here, and you just need a drinking buddy, that's what this is. It's slow. There's no cuts, really. We got our palate cleansing, official, unofficial beer of the channel. Very excited about that. Being here today is very much a privilege. I have to take a bus. It's like an hour and a half or something to get here now. So was not ideal. It's not ideal. But I'm happy to get out here. Particularly on a day like today. Man, that sun. Spring has sprung. We got some, I doubt you can see them, but the herons are nesting up in the, the standing dead. I don't even know what be a funny name for a zombie movie or a zombie show. Not The Walking Dead, The Standing Dead. The trees here. This pond has been here for a very long time, and I've been coming here off and on a long time. It's a huge park, conservation area. Do I just give the name? I don't care. What are you going to do? Find me? Like I said, I don't live here anymore. This is Huron Natural Area in Kitchener, Ontario, Southern Ontario, in Canada, for those who don't know my local area. And this has been one of my favorite spots. Probably my second favorite place in the world. And it would be the first because of the convenience of, this was at one point in my backyard, like a short hike to get here sort of thing. Where I used to live, maybe 20 minutes walking to get here. So I could bring my chair, I could bring a cooler full of beers, hang out. Used to come here with my some of my best friends. In fact, this was, this place kind of inspired the Drinkin' Buddy series because this is where I used to, sit with my drinking buddies before they left the province or they left the city. They're far, far away now. Certainly not a 20-minute walk. My boys, my brothers. But yeah, we used to come here. Used to get into all sorts of shenanigans and adventures. And now I get to share that with you. You're my new buddy. So, I don't have anything crazy to share today. I'm going to avoid politics today. It's been a lot of politics the past few episodes. I'm going to try and avoid politics. Not today, anyway. Not this episode. But remember, we film more than one. We're going to review more than one beer. There's a kingfisher flying by. I wish you guys could see that. I pointed the camera this direction thinking it's the nicest thing to look at. And I just saw one of the prettiest birds fly by. You can hear them chippering away. We got turtles on the logs up here. Again, spring has sprung, man. We got lots of life. And a lady was out here taking photos. a few people were out here taking photos, and I don't know where these. They're not ducks. I can't remember what she called them. She knew right away. She's clearly a bird watcher, but she knew very much about them and told me how beautiful they are when their crests are frilled or whatever language she used. They're again not ducks. They're waterfowl, water birds, almost like thin, round kind of heads that I guess like spike up. She said they do mating dances or pairing dances or something. She said they're beautiful, very yeah, just a majestic species. I saw them over here, and I'm wondering if they must be nesting. I saw a male and a female. So clearly, again, spring has sprung. The babies are going to be out soon, so that's exciting, you know. Pardon me. So yeah, today we got a weird beer. A weird beer. No, not weird beer. Weird beer might be one of my favorites, and if there isn't a thing called weird beer yet, you know, being Fey named, not weird beer, or rather a beer I've never tried before. So we're gonna finish this guy off. My palate has been successfully cleansed. Yeah, I love this place. I got a lot of history here. This is one of the places that I became self-aware, and the only reason it's not my number one favorite place is because it is directly in the city, right? And they keep expanding the city. So when I said there's construction and there's a major road here, they keep putting up, even on the bus ride here, there were skyscrapers, like big apartment buildings that are brand new. And we're talking within the last couple of years. I guess I didn't see them building those things, or they've spent all winter and made a lot of progress. But it was a little depressing. Hello, spider. Please don't. I don't know where you're going, but as long as you're not a tick, you got to be careful with ticks out here. Mr. Spider, go down there. Yeah, you got to be careful about ticks. I've had one. I came here one day, in fact, this very spot, so I'm being particularly cautious. The last year I came out here and I was sitting here, and I assume it was in like one of these bushes right next to me, because how else would it have got me? But I got home in the evening and I was, brushing my teeth to go to bed. It was late, right? And brushing my teeth, and I'm like, I don't have a mole. There was a mole, right? Like a big black kind of thing on my neck. I was like, I don't have a mole. And I kind of did one of these and like looked real close, and sure as shit, had a tick sucking my neck. Vampires, little B words. You got to be careful out here. That's more than once I've had ticks. I've gotten tick bites out here, so you got to be careful. But I think it's still a little early in the season, so we're gonna get right into the weir beer. Let's give it a go. Today we have Copenhagen original. Oh man, I love that Ontario imports all these beers that I can't read, but this is Tuborg. It's Tuborg. Tuborg. Awesome name, great name, love this. Tuborg. And I don't care how to pronounce it. That's how I'm pronouncing it. An original Copenhagen golden or gold ore. I don't even know. You can read here with the hops images. We got a little crown icon here. So a very golden royal kind of presentation here, right? They're giving us it's giving royalty. And Vare, that's like whatever letter that is. That's not a T or an F, but it's both of them combined with an Maerke, but that's AE. I don't know if you can see it. The A and the E are the same letter as well. They're combined. So no idea what those words mean or what they say. On the back here, we got some ingredients: water, barley, malt, and hops. It is a 5.5% alcohol per volume, 473 milliliter tall can, so pretty standard. But this is a 5.5, not unlike our James Reddy from the last episode. But one thing that's a little hidden, it's kind of like blended into the can, almost like a brownish gold in the gold, so it's hard to see, but it says enjoyed since 1880. So this beer has some history. By appointment to the Royal Danish Court. Interesting. It's very fascinating. Carlsberg, Canada, Inc., Oakville, Ontario, which isn't far from where I live, but produced in Kitchener, Ontario. Best before, yada, yada, yada. So this is fascinating. This is actually brewed in my hometown. And yeah, like that's it. That's about it. You know, nothing fancy. The Tuborg on the back has almost like a different symbol, but you can see kind of the shape of what is on the front with the white kind of outline here. You see that here as well. So Tuborg has a very catchy, very it's eye-catching. This can on the shelf. It was on sale. I think it was actually not. It wasn't too bad. It was like $2, just over $2. So I'm excited to give it a shot. Let's see what we think. Cheers, Dinker and Sinker friends. Sound of heaven. Ready? I love that sound, baby. All right, right out the gate. We got a little bit of foam. Banana. I'm smelling a little sweet forward note. Definitely has a sweeter forward scent. I got some foam on the nose here. Nothing too outrageous. The body, it seems velvety. I'm going to say that. I'm going to keep using that word. I like that word. Describing beer, the body and texture. But yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see. It's lighter in color, so I assume lighter than standard beer. So let's hope that 5.5% doesn't kick like James Reddy. Cheers, friends. Definitely got that banana forward flavor. It's very light. Yeah. Crisp. Not bad. Right away, first impression, it's an easy sipper. You could easily sip on this. Like if you had 6 of these for a campfire sort of thing, like afternoon of sitting in the sun or whatever, like you could do way worse. This is delightful. 5.5 too. It'd probably sneak up on you because it doesn't taste like a 5.5. Carbonation is mild. The bubbles aren't very particularly large. I wouldn't say it's not headstock velvety, if you've seen the headstock review. It's not that same. The bubbles are not pin size. They're slightly larger than that, right? But it's delightful. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Here's the Kingfisher again. He landed right above us. I know you're asking. You're out there. You're like, why do we have to look at this ugly guy? It's a Kingfisher chippering away. We want to see the Kingfisher. Oh my goodness, that must be his mate. Oh wow, there's 2. Yeah. They are absolutely fighting in the sky right now. And by fighting, I mean probably mating. Let's do it. You can. Did I catch it? Look at him go. Did I get them? I'm so sorry. I should have showed you earlier. I hope you got to see that. Really, really something else, man. Wow. I love this place. Oh, since we might as well, we're moved the camera already, might as well check over there. I got a couple of buddies hanging out with me. There's a bunch of geese around here. You probably heard them honking. You probably heard the honkers. Back to the review. All right, so there is like the slightest bitter note in the aftertaste. So the hops are there. Malt, barley malt. I wonder if the barley malt makes that kind of banana over taste. I don't know what the word would be. This isn't heavy on that. It's there, but it's not like it's the prominent flavor, but it's not like an intense banana. Like you don't crack this and instantly think, "Oh, banana," you know. That's not what it is. It's more like the note is there, if that makes sense. Mm. Yeah, and a slight, like, particularly on the tongue, a slight bitter, hopsy flavor, but I wouldn't say bitter at all. This is like a good balance, sweeter than bitter, but it's balanced well. So, you know, if we're on that perfect, we're talking about it like a scale. Like, you know, if this is perfectly balanced, like we're this much on the sweeter rather than the bitter side. I burped. But yeah, this is not bad. For a 5.5, burped again. Shockingly tasty and smooth and drinkable, like refreshing. This is not a 5.5 rating. Tuborg, Copenhagen original, Vertifmerky, whatever that word is. Tuborg. We're going to give Tuborg, and we're going to do, you know what, we'll do the James Ready. The Jacob Jones style thumbnail. Ready? He always does like his mouth is always like slightly awkwardly open, like he's mouth breathing. And then he'll readjust like something like that. That's fine. We don't need to do that. I love being the beer version of Jacob Jones. You know, I'm not going to get famous like him, but it's fun getting out into nature and having a brewski. You know, it's my entire that's all I ever want to do. Yeah, I'm going to give Tuborg. You know what? I would buy this again. Let's start by saying that. Would I buy Tuborg again? Yeah. Would I buy more than one can at a time for a drinking experience? Yeah, absolutely. Like sitting around a campfire, you could do way worse than this. In fact, I tend to avoid stronger beers. I tend to buy light beers. So 5.5 is almost never on my radar. Anything over 5 I tend to avoid for casual sipping. But this, if you want a little extra flavor, you know, it's not in your face crazy. It's just there's a little more flavor than something like a Pabst, right? Something like a Coors Light, which we've never reviewed on the channel, by the way. But you know, we used to make a joke. Uh, my friends, what's the difference? No, well, what are they this? How are they the same? Why is drinking Coors Light and being on the boat similar? And then the person says, I don't know how. And then you say, because they're both close to water. Stupid joke. It's a really stupid joke. This is not close to water. This has some flavor. So I'm going to give this guy I think it's a solid 7.58. high 7, low 8, like something in that range, you know. Very vocal. My friends are very vocal right now. Do we get to see him? There he goes. Move the can. He's more fun to look at than I am. They're getting excited over there. There you go. Tuborg. Pick it up if you enjoy a light, refreshing, strong beer that is, easy to sip on. And that's it. Dinker one more time, and I'll take another sip. I'm debating on doing another episode in this exact spot. Probably will. I probably will. I don't want to move around too much right now. All right. Thanks for having a beer with me, bud. Thanks for having a drink. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.